What is up? Sixth Man here. We are doing a season one Sixth Man wrap up. And as you can see, we've got Lancashire Laimbeer, we've got House of 03, and we've got the Three Blind Mice, one of them from Shrek, on the call as well. We have the champion, that is House Lasku. So fair play. I'm just giving you a round of applause.
We have to update the name from House Lasku to House of Champions. Sorry, just FYI.
I mean, just remember, it is your biggest night of the year tonight with the Magic and the NBA draft. Let's just remember that.
It's fine, and actually, you could get and it could be a big night for Philly as well. You could get a Houston James Harden style package for Ben Simmons for all we know. So,
yeah, it's not looking too good over at Philly, but yeah, just to wrap it up. The Bucks obviously winning 6, so that was pick number 7 in the draft, the Perth draft, right after me. Everybody passed on them. Obviously, the videos with Giannis celebrating, I mean, just great. The 50-piece in the Chick-fil-A, him, just all of the stuff about him when he first got drafted, and it's really good content. Great for the league, the fact that he stayed, and also he just seems like a great guy.
I'm not sure about you guys, but any Bucks video, not just outside of me just taking a piss, whatever. Any Bucks video I saw of just like Giannis and the team, etc., it just brought a smile to my face, just because it was really nice to see Giannis and just how it played out. Before the knock before these playoffs were always like Giannis will never do it in the playoffs. He can't do it in the playoffs. He'll never do it in the playoffs. He does all this stuff in the regular season, but it doesn't matter because when it gets to the playoffs, he'll just falter or defenses will figure a way around him. And then he put up some incredible numbers, like a 50-point series clinching game. I think only Bob Pettis had more than that in finals history. And it just felt so nice for him, that fact that he did it his way. And it sort of proves that you can build around someone like that if they do have the right mentality.
The season was, to be honest, I link it back to the 2011 NBA championship where the Mavs, as a 3 seed, actually ended up winning the championship. They weren't expected. You've obviously got the Lakers, who had a lot of injuries. That brought them down to a lower seed. Philly was a number 1 seed that got knocked out in the semis. Brooklyn had a lot of injuries. The Bucks took their chance. And to be honest, you never know. Giannis might not win another championship again. So it's good that he has this one.
Yeah, definitely.
I think what was nice about the way the finals panned out for Giannis and the whole story was that he had like the 3 moments. He had the block, he had the dunk, and then he had the 50 points in the final game to really clinch it. So it's good things always come in threes, and it was really nice to see that it turned out that way for Giannis and the Bucks. It's just the perfect ending for the playoffs for them.
Alex, sorry, on your point, we were saying in terms of comparing it to the Mavs series, I think it's actually quite different because, firstly, the Mavs, they were coming to the end of it. Dirk was 30s, definitely in his 30s. Jason Kidd was in late 30s. Jason Terry was in his late 30s. Who was the second best player on the team? Was it, what's his face, Sean Marion, maybe?
Tyson Chandler was also on that team.
Pardon, who?
Tyson Chandler was the defense fan.
Yeah. And then also, if you would have said Bucks would have won the title before the playoffs started, you'd be like, yeah, cool, that's feasible. If you would have said that about the Mavs in 2012, you'd be like, oh, really? The Mavs won it? I reckon Bucks. I mean, obviously, I was higher on the Bucks than most of you guys and Alex. I told you to pick the Bucks, but you didn't trust them. But I thought that they were genuine contenders because of, one, the Drew Holiday factor ahead of Eric Bledsoe, and poor Eric Bledsoe, he's just been traded again and unlikely to even play for the Grizzlies anymore. So it shows what the rest of the NBA is sort of thinking about him at the moment. Maybe part of it is also the contract, but also Bucks' ability then to have Giannis tap into something a bit different. And maybe the rest of the East didn't turn out how you anticipate it to be, and injuries did play. I mean, injuries did play a role, but injuries play a role every single year. So I think that's a bit harsh, but I get the comparison you're saying. But I think the Bucks were a lot more favored than the Mavs were back then.
I have a note from you guys. Well, just on something we did mid-season. So you guys remember we did the mid-season awards, right? Yeah. I can tell you now. This is very interesting, right? The mid-season awards. So we had to collectively decide on the winner, right? Coach of the year we voted for Tibbs. Tibbs was coach of the year.
Mm.
Rookie of the year, LaMelo. LaMelo won rookie of the year with 2 for 2. Sixth man of the year, Jordan Clarkson, we picked. Jordan Clarkson won rookie of the year.
Mm.
It was a bit up in the air with him and Joe Ingles. Most improved player of the year, Julius Randle, we voted for. Julius Randle won, so we're 4 for 4. Defensive player of the year, Rudy Gobert. And we also picked him, so that's 5 for 5. Now we get to the final award,
Coach.
the MVP.
Oh, MVP. Oh, did we not do coach?
We did Coach Tibbs.
Oh shit, sorry.
Coach, MVP, we voted for a tie between LeBron and Damian Lillard. So we didn't get the full house because Jokic won the MVP. And that's what I was trying to think. Who won the MVP? I can't even remember. But that's a nice. We've done very well. 5 out of 6.
Wow.
Can I just put a call back to saying when we did have a debate for who would win MVP? I didn't get it right, but Giannis did win an MVP. So I'm just ticking that box. Thank you.
And I think
I'm taking it.
Obviously, I had the Bucks, and when we were chatting with Joel last episode, I was looking through some of my notes that I had, and we spoke a little bit about Chris Middleton, and there was literally month on month, I would be like, Middleton's so good. Oh, he had a bad week. Oh, but he's so good. And it was just exactly like he did in playoffs.
Yeah.
Exactly what happened in the season. And also, I spoke about Giannis' stats and how it's so similar to his MVP years. And we all know the main reason he didn't win MVP was because he's flamed out in the playoffs. That's a big knock against him. And voters are like, oh, we can't fucking vote for this guy for regular season MVP again if he's going to perform like that in the playoffs. And voters have said that. So that's another interesting one. If they had known that Giannis was going to win the MVP, the finals MVP, I reckon he could have got a bit more MVP votes compared to Jokic, but that's just another random thing I want to mention after you said that, George. Yeah, I thought it was a good point.
Matt, are you okay with being a judge?
Mm-hmm.
You're okay with being a judge. Okay. So this doesn't count to the full totals of what we're about to play, but I just thought, let's just do it one more time. Let's do one more shoot your shot. Okay. Yeah. And obviously it's going to be between the top 2 seeds. It's House Way 3 and House Lasku. Okay. All right. I'm going to give you both a question. You've each got a minute, and Lancashire Laimbeer is going to decide the winner. I'm going to give you a minute to think of your answer. And the question is, what is the greatest NBA Finals play of all time?
Play.
Your minute.
Play.
Singular play.
Play. Singular play, please.
Got it.
Do. Are you ready to go? Because we can go and you can go first. All right, cool. Eddie, you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
So this is a combination, but if I had to pick one, I would say the Ray Allen corner 3. I could have said the Chris Bosh rebound in Game 6 of the, I can't remember what year it was, Finals, Heat versus Spurs, LeBron's first championship. Maybe the Cavs never happened. Maybe it was the second. Maybe the Cavs never happened if he hadn't left, if he hadn't got that second championship. Maybe a certain block would not have happened if this rebound never happened. So Chris Bosh gets a rebound. Tim Duncan's on the bench. Koch Pop benched him for some reason. Chris Bosh, fuck me, gets the rebound, kicks it out. Ray Allen corner 3, bang. Game goes into overtime. Heat win Game 6 and they win Game 7. Cements LeBron's second title in Miami and puts him as a great there. And maybe if he didn't have that, he would still be in Miami right now trying to chase a second or multiple rings. Maybe the block never happens. It is the Ray Allen corner 3.
Doesn't need it. All right, George, are you ready? Chris was quite the tricky one.
Yeah, Chris Bosh. I don't know.
Chris Bosh.
All right, George, you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, again, I'm rolling the dice on this one and going in an opposite direction, okay? So this has got to be the greatest play for being the worst play, and I'm going to J.R. Smith and the shot clock situation. The memes we got from that afterwards are immortalized forever. The image of LeBron saying, "What are you doing?" JR, can everyone remember his quote? Alex, can you tell me JR's quote for that?
Put me out of my misery.
I thought we were up.
I thought we was upbeat. Yeah.
Yeah. And the stories and the interviews forever will live in eternity. He got the rebound and he held it. Oh my goodness, what a mistake. And for that reason, it's got to be the best play. Just for the comedy.
Time.
Can I give a shout out to the original J.R. Smith? Can I give a shout out to the original J.R. Smith? Nick Anderson. Let's move on.
Lancashire Laimbeer, the power is in your hands, man. Yeah.
It always happens, doesn't it, with a shoot your shot? There's always the contrast between the two. It's never like the two level players coming up, just battling it out. There's always the contrast. This time it's the clutch Ray Allen shot versus the absolute comedy of the J.R. Smith moment. I really do like yours, Jordan, in terms of J.R. Smith. I think it's such a really good shout because, like you said, like it is, those memes will just stay on forever, and that moment was just so unbelievable, and that's what it was. It was an unbelievable moment that no one could have predicted. But I think just because of the way the finals would have probably panned out from that point, because that was game one, and the Warriors went on and swept them 4-0, they probably would have still gone and won the finals anyways. Whereas Ray Allen's was in game 6, they were down with seconds left to go, and he had to hit that shot. So I think that's just why I'm going to go for Ed with the Ray Allen clutch 3 versus the San Antonio Spurs.
The man is on a roll. The man is winning. Also, can we just say J.R. Smith probably ruined LeBron's best game he's ever had.
Yeah. I remember watching that game live. It was something else.
Insane. 50-point triple-double, near triple-double. And also, does that change? I know you said it's game 1. Will that change the series? I'm sure it definitely does. That's why he's so annoyed, because he's like, if we win that game, he knew it was over. He just knew.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go with this.
Go on.
I was just going to say, Michael Jordan, the shot, got that.
Yeah.
You've got, AI's step over, Ty Lue's also a really good one.
What about Bron's chase down block?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Unbelievable.
That's the one I thought Jordan was going to go for. I had to bring up a couple of times.
I was going to go for that, but then I remembered. I thought I'll keep it spicy and go for the JR fumble.
on the Nick Anderson one is actually quite similar as well, because that was also a game 1. The Magic did end up getting swept, and it was also a major comeback from the Rockets. I think at that time Kenny Smith then had the record for the most threes in a playoff game. So yeah, similar situation actually to the Nick Anderson one.
4 free throws.
Yeah,
that is at home as well.
Got the offensive rebound, got another 2, missed again.
Imagine you're getting you've just missed these 2, you get the rebound, and you're like, thank God. And then
imagine the memes that would have happened after that. That would
he's lucky that social media didn't exist.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right. We're going to wrap it up. What have you guys enjoyed about the 6th man? Like any standouts, any highlights from you guys before we wrap up? Any favorite moments? More so, I've got my favorite moment is Bray flipping out on Ed's game as one of my favorite moments of the pod.
Oh yeah, of course. When he didn't understand the rules, of course. Yeah, that's Bray's problem.
Of I think it was 24 seconds.
Yeah.
Second shot clock. Yeah.
Mine's got to be the Jason Tatum fumbles throughout the entire podcast. Channing Tatum, Jason Statham.
I love the little crisps discussion that we had. That was probably our best thing, to be fair. Some true characters really came out that day. Some unforgivable things were said, but yeah, we won't go there.
Hey, I'm standing by it. Pringles are dry crisp, mate.
Yeah, Pringles are definitely not coming to you for any sponsorship anytime soon, Joe.
It's okay, I'll take the breadsticks. Now that's the snack.
Go on, Matt.
I'd say my highlight's probably going to be the drafts. I thought they were probably the most fun nights, and maybe we would need a crisp draft just to please Jordan.
I'll take that.
As long as Jordan doesn't judge, because we can tell his taste is awful. So yeah, just as long as Jordan doesn't judge.
Well, I mean, you never know, because depending if we come back next year, we don't know. We don't know if it's going to happen again. We don't know if we have the same people. We don't know if we have new people. There's a lot of people who could come in. But I mean, it's been great. It's been great. Who knows what's going to happen?
It's been good fun. It's been good fun.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd love to get like a college football of like a signing announcement that you guys will be back for next season. But I'm not going to put that pressure on you. I'm not going to place the caps on the table. I'm not going to do that.
Someone just needs to put the montage together of all the best bits.
Oh, if only we had somebody creative for that. But yeah, is there anything else you guys would like to say before we wrap up?
I'd just like to say I do hope that Ed can learn how to put a t-shirt on the correct way going forwards.
Yeah, I thought some prayers with him.
Yeah.
Jordan?
Just like Michael Jordan, this might not be the end, you know? You might see another House of 03 return, so stay tuned for that.
Ed from the champion.
Can we tell Phil Foden to pipe down, please? I think he was the first one to be eliminated from the playoff draw. So let's all keep calm. Calma, por favor. Okay. Thank you for hosting so far. Yeah, thanks for everyone who's joined in, apart from Flake FC, which is obviously 2 missing members who won't be mentioned.
You got to come back next year and compete for him, Jay. Because listen, whatever happens, I think me and Ed are going to be back next year.
All right, Alex, you got any parting thoughts?
I'm glad we've done this. I was actually the first person to be eliminated. I'd love to actually have a teams that I can follow throughout the season. But I want to thank everybody who, all of Saltbray, One Bar Wildy, House 03, House Lasku, Lancashire Laimbeer. It has been a grind, but an unbelievable one. And if we can run it back, I'd love to do it again.
So, Alex, you throw us in the deep end. I want to throw you in the deep end now. We have a last second, 24-second shot clock. Are you ready? The question is, in 24 seconds, can you name all the guests that we've had on? In 3, 2, 1. Matt, let us know when you can go.
Sam Foley, B Money, Benoit, James Ultra, Carl Evans, Joel, Sam Piercy, Gavin Jones. I think that's it, you know.
Time's up.
Okay, to be fair, I don't even have the answers. I just want to see how many you'll get. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we've got 7. I think that could be it.
So, from the sixth man myself and from everybody who is on this pod and who is not, thank you for watching season 1 of the Sixth Man UK. It's been great. Who knows? We might be back. We might not. We might be running back. We might be blowing it up. Who knows? There might be new people back. We just don't know. We're just going to leave the door open. We might even be back with a draft video in a couple of days. Who knows? Who knows? But for the sixth man, myself for the last time this season, and from House Lasku, House 03, Lancashire Laimbeer, it is over and out.
Peace, y'all.
Ciao.